Well, we gave him a credit as executive producer, which was like an honorary credit because Mutt was doing the Bryan Adams record and was unavailable to produce the record. Otherwise, we would have probably worked with him because we've always had this thing, if it's not broken, don't fix it. And we work really well as a team. I guess it's one of the reasons that the Beatles stuck with George Martin for so long and, maybe, Queen stuck with Roy Thomas Baker for such a long time. We work well together and it's always been a kind of a fruitful relationship. We've learned a lot of him and he enjoys working with us as a band. One of the few bands he ever has enjoyed working with because we just get on really well. He's a big Ipswich Town, which is a soccer team in England, fan. And so soccer's a common denominator on coffee times. Like, let's put the telly on, see if there's any soccer on. And he's just he's an old hippie, but he's a rock and roller at heart. But he's got such great ears, and he's got such an eye for a song, such an ear, I beg your pardon, for a song, that he will turn a great song into something unbelievable. He'll turn a good idea into a great idea, and he'll suggest things that, as an outside ear, that we sometimes just miss because we're so involved in it. And he comes in and he acts as a good referee in that respect. But I mean, worked with him for three previous albums. We knew we weren't really going to get him as producer on this one, so we didn't manage to nail him down for a few weeks to kind of go over the songwriting thing. So we sat down and basically we wrote the songs with him. We'd all come in with our ideas, and he would, Phil would come in with a song, and I would come in with a few words written down and a few chords or something, and Sav would do the same thing. And Mutt would say, right, Joe's song, I want to take your chorus and we'll turn it into and we'll use that as the verse. And then Phil's thing we'll use as the bridge and Sav's thing we'll use as a chorus. Or if we don't have a chorus, we'll sit down and write one there and then come up with an idea for one. And whoever come up with the best idea, that's what would get used, whether it be Mutt, Rick, Sav, me or Phil or Steve when Steve was around. And the best idea always wins. It doesn't matter who it is, So we wrote the songs with him, and we basically co-produced the album ourselves with Mike Shipley, who has in the past been Mutt's engineer, and as regards Def Leppard, he engineered, he mixed the High and Dry album, he engineered the Pyromania album, and he mixed Hysteria. So he's worked with Mutt for 10 years, he's worked with us for 10 years. We knew each other inside out, and we knew that if we weren't going to work with Mutt, but we wanted those same sort of futuristic or modern big production elements, the next best thing was going to be the two of us working together. And in fairness to Mutt, the executive producer thing, not just because of the songs, but he was always there on the end of the phone if we needed a bit of advice. He'd say, Mutt, we're stuck on this bit, we're really not sure what to do. We'd play it over the phone and he'd say, well, try this, try that, and sometimes it worked, sometimes it didn't, but he was always willing to take the phone call. So we figured it was it was the gentlemanly thing to do, really.